Renee, you write it is time to normalize indicting Trump. Tell me more.
Well, I mean, let's be blunt here. You play unprecedented games, you win unprecedented prizes. And in Donald Trump's case, that means being indicted. There are so many indictments he could possibly be facing, and the idea that somehow he is above the law, that this is purely about politics. No, this is about Trump's actions, and we need to get used to the fact that there is going to be a former president indicted. And the idea that he should not be indicted simply because he's a former president is absurd. He is not above the law, and Republicans who are lining up behind him are only exacerbating the problem that somehow the idea that Donald Trump thinks that he's being persecuted. He's not.
Yeah, I mean, Ozzy, there are the Republicans who are on these letters to DA Bragg saying they want information about this case, information they actually have no right to. Talk to me, though, about the broader swath of the party. What is the rest of the GOP saying about the potential criminal charges for Trump?
So a lot of them are echoing each other by trying to minimize the Manhattan District Attorney as some kind of political operative who's working at the behest of one of his better known funders. Now, it's wrong on multiple levels. But what the Republican Party is essentially doing is defending Trump from a legal action that has not yet taken place. And the only person who's actually sort of taken a shot at Trump over this has been the Governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, who, in criticizing Alvin Bragg, reminded everyone what Bragg was focusing on, which is a hush money payment to an adult film star to silence something about their alleged relationship. So in doing that, there was a little bit of a break, but a lot of the Republicans are just trying to focus on Alvin Bragg and tying him to one of his better known funders.
Yeah, and even that sort of blink from DeSantis, he is already paying a little bit of a political price for inside GOP circles. Renee, almost 200 former federal prosecutors have issued a statement condemning Trump's threats against DA Bragg. I mean, I get that Donald Trump is not like a person who formal letters changes his pattern of behavior. But part of what this says to me is that there is concern about the precedent this sets, right? That today it is about Alvin Bragg. Tomorrow it could be about any other part of the U.S. government, any other lever of power.
Well, what we've been hearing for months. If you think back to when you had the whole issue of the classified documents, and Senator Lindsey Graham from South Carolina was saying there will be riots in the streets if Donald Trump is indicted. This is all meant to intimidate future prosecutors. This is meant to say, if you do this, you're going to have hell to pay, and you're going to, rain all this trouble down on the country. That's what this is really about. And so, the intimidation of prosecutors is horrific. And the idea that there's going to be violence, and we all know Donald Trump is quite, takes a great deal of pleasure in inciting violence amongst his supporters. Something has to be done about this. Something needs to be said about it. So I think it's important, even though it probably won't deter Trump, that these prosecutors are putting this letter out and saying that what he's doing is unacceptable.